we are recording. Good morning. It's Clubhouse Chatter. Here's Norm Ardez.
That's right. So we're here for our third and final show today. And so we have the Kansas City Royals and the San Francisco Giants. Both are up 2-0 in their division series in the playoffs. And I have a man who played for both of them, Mr. Jim Wohlford. How you doing, Jim?
Very good. Thank you very much. I'm out here in sunny California at 75 degrees. Feeling pretty good.
You know, it's crazy because we're here in Oregon and it's sunny and 75 degrees as well, which is really rare.
Well, that's nice. I just got back to Montana. I was fishing up in Montana for 2 days. I was up on the Bighorn River and got back yesterday, and it's nice to be on the show. And I love talking baseball, and I love seeing the Giants and the Royals both doing very well.
They are. And the main reason is, you know, we got you on. I mean, one, we love talking baseball with you, and the Kansas City Royals. I mean, you know, you played with the Royals back in the day. I mean, back when they were last good, and so now here they are. They're literally running away with the series. Literally, where they swiped 7 bases in Game 1. Are you kidding me? What's that like to see the Royals doing well again?
Well, I'm happy for them. You know, the Royals, when John Sherrill left many years ago, back after 1985, he went to the Braves, and ironically, the Braves started winning, the Royals started losing. There's always a reason when you have to have good baseball people, and when I first came to the Royals, we had a great organization. They had great scouts, and John Sherrill sent Dave Moore over to the Royals, and that started, you know, he went out and got players. He's got his people under him, the scouts. He's got good young players, and they've got great pitching. From what I've seen, they've got very dominant pitching, and so do the Giants. So that's why they're there. I mean, they're there for a reason. They've got great pitching, and the Royals have a great young team, and they're only going to get better.
So, you know, I was watching part of Game 2, and they were talking about the Royals' heyday in the 80s, you know, with George Brett and Frank White and those guys. They were talking about the scouts, about the Royal Scouts, and how there's a handful of scouts that are well into their 80s that are still scouting for the Royals.
Well, that's good. Rosie Gill signed me, signed George Brett, all the players out here on the West Coast. Rosie, if there's a Hall of Fame for scouts, Rosie Gilhausen should be in it. Art Stewart, another guy, is a great scout. You have to have scouts. I really believe the Royals have good guys on the ground. You have to find talent, and you have to develop talent. So a lot of these number 1 picks are starting to come through. Alex Gordon, Eric Hosmer, all these guys they've drafted are starting to mature. It's kind of like when we played together. All of us, George Brett, Jimmy Quirk, all our guys, John Watson, Steve Busby, we're all picked by the same guy. And, you know, that's pretty good. And I'm proud of the fact that it takes great people on the ground to get the players.
Right. So what was it, as a baseball city, what is Kansas City like? I mean, is it a great baseball city with the fans and everything?
Kansas City was a great baseball city. I consider it my second home. I lived there for 5 years. Heck, we got beat by the Yankees in '76. George Brett, I pinched hit a base hit, flipped a single in the next time up to get a 3-run homer, tied the game. We lost in the bottom of the 9th by Chris Chambliss. The only home run given up by Mark Littell that year. The only home run he gave up the whole year.
Wow.
You know, I never forgot that. I got traded to the Brewers. You know, I still always have that feeling in my gut, but I'm glad they won in '85. 9 years later, they won. And I'm proud of the fact that they drafted me, and I got to play for them, and I always consider myself a Royal.
Right. So we've had Charlie Lau Jr. a couple of times on the show, and he has talked about his father, you know, in the Royals and working with George Brett. Now, did you ever get to work with Charlie Sr.?
Yes, I did. Charlie was there when I was there, and he taught us how to hit. He taught us the mental approach to hitting. how to watch the baseball, how to hit the ball the other way. Troy Lau was a one of a kind, probably the greatest hitting instructor ever in Major League Baseball. And, you know, you get a lot of different hitting instructors. I had Jimmy Lefebvre, I had Billy DeMars. You pick up things from every hitting coach, so you just put them at what applies to you and use it. So, yeah, he was great. We had great young players, and obviously the Royals at that time, the world champions were Oakland A's. We didn't have wild card back then. We
Right.
second. Nobody beat them for 3 straight years.
Yeah, that's crazy. So what was the greatest moment that you had as a Royal?
Well, I had a lot of great moments. Playing the playoffs was a book that I got 4 hits off Patrick Center, 4 hits off Jim Palmer, tied for the lead hitting on the team in 1974. Then we got Beta Pinson. So there were times in my career that, you know, I had it going, and we had such a great team. You get hurt, somebody gets in the lineup. We had such a deep bench. Tom Poquette. We had a lot of good players, so if you got hurt, you might not get back in the lineup.
Now you mentioned Veda. Is he a Hall of Famer in your eyes?
Who's that?
Veda Pinson?
Yeah, I believe it. He's got 2,700 lifetime hits. If you check the stats of all these players in the Run Hall of Fame, don't even have 3,000 hits. Today, he ran 3.2 seconds at first base. Him and Mickey Mantle are still the fastest guys ever timed the first base.
Wow.
And you know what? He's a gentleman. He's played a long career. But, you know, the farther we get away from it, it's harder because a lot of people never saw him play.
Right.
So but if some of these other guys are in, they should be in. There's a lot of guys should be in. But you know what? I don't vote. But I'll tell you what. I saw him play. I saw a lot of guys play. I played a long time. I played 15 years in big leagues. And both leagues, I saw a lot of people.
So, give us 2 other names who you feel that should belong in the Hall that isn't. I mean, besides like Pete Rose and.
First of all, I'll tell you Lee Smith.
Right.
Fourth all-time save leader. He got 400 and some. Come on, do 95 miles an hour. 93 pitched 15 years in big leagues. Craig Biggio, Tony Oliva. There's a lot of guys. I mean, it's a joke, and that's my opinion. I think the Royals should vote for it. I think they should have the players vote. They're the guys that play the game. Plus, they got to put Pete Rose, put him on the ballot for the All-Star game. Let the fans vote him in. Who's the game for? The fans, see? But they won't do it.
Right.
They'll vote him in. You know what I'm saying? 25 years, come on.
He's paid his dues. I mean, definitely.
I mean, Pete, you think Ty Cobb was a good guy? He killed a guy.
Right.
To be honest, there's a lot of guys in the Hall of Fame aren't angels.
Yeah, and supposedly there's somebody. I mean, there's PD users in the Hall today.
Oh, come on, dude. Half these guys couldn't play when we played.
Right.
You understand it? Because we didn't have that stuff. People don't understand. They think greenies and all that stuff. No. I could have played at 215 pounds. Huh?
Yep. So Lee Smith.
Huh?
Go ahead.
No, I played at 125. I lifted weights for 10 years and gained 10 pounds. Today, I could have gained 40.
Right.
Serious. A big advantage. Hey, ask Ken Caminiti when he got on. Hit 45 home runs, drove in 150 runs, and hit 325. His MVP.
Yeah. That is true. That is absolutely.
So let's get over it. I mean, hey, guys that cheated the game, I don't care. There's too much money. They're going to take it, and they're only going to turn in so many guys. They can't turn all these guys in.
Right.
I mean, that's how it is. I don't care.
So Lee Smith, I've got to throw in a Lee Smith story here. So Lee Smith is a pitching instructor with the Giants today, and so I know Lee, and one of the nicest guys in baseball. He's got like the biggest flipping hands I've ever seen.
Yes, I hit off Lee Smith. I hit off. You know how many hits I got off? How many Hall of Famers? 16. I saw them all. Okay.
Wow.
You know how many people can say that? I think George Brett from these guys. I hit off both. Huh?
Right. So how do you like How do you like the Royals' chances this year? I mean, it
I like
looks
the
like
Royals. They've got great pitching. They got great pitching. They got a good young team. They're fired up. They've got something to prove. They've all come up together, and they're very close. They look like they've got it going right now. But here on out, it's not going to get any easier.
Yeah, I like them too. You know, I definitely, of course, it's a even year, so the Giants are here again, and you know.
Well, let me tell you, they've been there. You know, Giants have great pitching. You see what that guy came in to Pete? That guy stubbed it up there. You know what? Last time.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. See, we're in the playoffs now. It's like the Dodgers. Whole different game now. You know, who's going to manage? Who's going to make the move? You win the game by making the pitching moves. That's what I think.
I don't think the Dodgers have. I mean, obviously they have the players, but I just don't think they have what it takes to win it. I mean, they've got, obviously, like I said, the players, but you know, the playoffs, like I said, the playoffs are different than the regular season.
Well, you've got to have great pitching. I mean, not starters. I mean, 10 great pitchers.
Right.
That's where the Giants, they're deep. If they get up on you, watch out. You're not going to beat them, huh?
That is true.
Oh, yeah, and the Royals have. You know what impresses me more about the Royals? Their pitching. They've got great pitching. I didn't realize how good a pitching they have.
And a lot of people don't realize that.
No, I see it. I saw it. They really, their pitching is really good. I'm impressed.
Well, I'm excited. I'm really excited to see the Royals up there. You know, I remember.
I'm glad to see it. You know, they suffered enough. You know, Kaufman was a great owner, and then they sold it to Abel Fogelman, then they got the Walmart guy. But now they got good baseball people. You have to have baseball people running the show. There's a lot of non-baseball people running baseball today. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep. And
Don Schultz is going to be in the Hall of Fame. He's going to be there. Okay?
And Ned Yost is a baseball man. I mean, through and through.
I played with Ned Yost. I think the Brewers.
And I think he's doing a great job.
Well, he doesn't get the credit.
Right.
I'll tell you, he's a great guy. I played with him in Milwaukee. I tell you what, I think he's done a great job there. I know he doesn't get the credit, but you know what? He's very, very stable. You know, he sits there. I don't think he gets real panicky. And I think with a young team, I think he's been very patient with them.
I agree. And so with the way the playoffs have gone, so would you give us your American League champion and your National League champion?
Well, I tell you what, obviously it's going to be the Orioles and the Royals. The Orioles got a good team too. They're both playing well. It's just going to come down who shuts down. You know, I'm going to go with the Royals because I really think they got great momentum, and I got to go with my people, the Giants. I tell you what, we won it before as a wild card team. We can do it again.
Yep. I like their chances, and so
I'm going to tell you something right now. Nobody wants to play them, I guarantee you. You got Bob Starter going. Let me tell you, Hudson can pitch. The other guy they got, the right-hander. They're Kane, the best pitcher, is out. I mean, they can bring Lincecum out of the bullpen.
Yep. And Lincecum will step up in a big game, and so
hey, he proved it. He can do anything and what it takes to win. I like their team too. So. Yeah, the Dodgers are probably the most talented team in the baseball, but this is the playoffs now. Kershaw hasn't won a playoff game yet.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely.
Donnie baseball left him in too long. That's where you got to make the move. You got to get out of there. Yeah, you can throw that in his locker. That's all I believe.
And Bochy is one of the best, definitely, especially when it comes to the playoffs.
I've talked to Bruce many times. I go up there. I told him, Bruce, nobody handles pitching better than you. He says, thank you. And you know why? He's got Dave Rigetti right next to him.
Yep.
Those guys know how to run a game. I'm going to tell you something right now. You got to know how to run a game. You got to think 3 or 4 innings ahead. I'm serious.
Right.
And if Kershaw's getting hit, you better send somebody out there and talk to him and get 2 guys up.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
See, and Bochy knows that. Mattingly at this point doesn't.
Well, I don't get me wrong. I think he's a great player, but let me tell you something. It's hard, but how you manage is the pitching. You've got to handle the pitches right.
So,
Tony La Russa, I saw Tony La Russa, Hal McRae's an ex-teammate of mine, okay?
Mm-hmm.
No one's better at handling pitching than Tony La Russa. Him and Dave Duncan, you didn't outmanage them. They were already ahead of you.
right.
I seen playoff games when they were pitching the Brewers. He had somebody warm up in the first inning. He don't mess around. You can't let the game get out of control. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You can't have big innings. Not in the playoffs. You're not playing the whole season here.
Yep. So let me ask you this one final question. So Don Mattingly, is he the right guy for the Dodgers?
I'm not going to make that opinion. My friend Tim Wallach is on the bench coach.
Okay, that's fair enough.
They fired your Trey guy. He used to have Royals. He's gone, right?
Right.
He's gone. So I don't know. I just know this, that, hey, if the Dodgers don't win this year, someone's going to have to go. That's my opinion.
Yep, that is true.
They spent a lot of money. And just like the Angels, they spent a lot of money. If you don't win, I guarantee you somebody's going.
Yeah.
They ain't 25 players. They don't fire 25 players.
That is true.
So I don't know. Baseball, when you spend $200 million plus, you got to get in the World Series.
Yeah, that is true. So once again, Mr. Jim Wohlford, he was voted number 86 in the top 100 by Royals Review of top 100 greatest Royals. And so once again, I love having you on the show. You're definitely outspoken, and
I am. I felt like this, brother.
And you know what? And we like that. You definitely don't sugarcoat things. And we got to say, go Royals, and go Giants. I'm a Giants guy, and
hey, I would love to see a Royals Giants. And you know what? I don't. Hey, you know what? I'll be honest with you. I like to see the Royals win because they haven't won a long time, and I wish they took their shot now.
I'm okay with that. As long as the Dodgers don't win it, I'm good. I am. And don't get me wrong.
I'll tell you what, the Dodgers still alive.
They are.
They got a lot of talent. It's not over, but St. Louis. We got to talk about St. Louis before we go.
Okay.
There's an organization that's been very consistent. They lose Albert Pujols, they lose Tony La Russa, but they keep winning. I mean, it's unbelievable. Tell me about that.
It's good. That's the Cardinal way. I mean, they know how to win. I mean, bottom line.
Yeah, they're a very good organization.
It's an attitude. It's an attitude. It's definitely an attitude. Right. And when you breed your minor league players with that kind of attitude, it pays off in the major leagues. And
right.
And so.
Right.
And that's where the Giants are now as well. They're getting to that point again. I mean, you look at the Giants, they don't have the best teams in baseball. They've got maybe the best pitching staff, but, they're not the best hitting team. They do it with pitching, and they do it right.
You're right. They don't. They're gone hurt way too much. And then they got, Morrissey, I don't know what happened to him. He's just out. I guess he's hurt. I don't know.
Right. But I still think Buster Posey was safe last night. I still think he was safe. But
they play well together, like the Royals. That's a big thing about camaraderie. And I think the Royals, and I think the Orioles and the Giants right now, those three teams right now have camaraderie going right now.
Yep. And that's my thing with the Dodgers is the Dodgers don't have what the Giants have in the clubhouse. Yes, right. The Dodgers might have the best team on paper in baseball, but they've got clubhouse issues. As to the Giants,
they do.
They don't. The Giants are just they're a family, and
They play for each other. They play for each other.
It's different. I mean, it's the whole organization. My 8 years that I spent with the Giants, shooting video up here in St. Louis Kaiser, the Davenports and all those Giants guys that I've met. I mean, it's so different. I worked for the Diamondbacks 2 seasons, and it was nothing like that. It was nothing like being part of the Giants family.
Tony La Russa's on their show now.
It's going to change.
I told people, Kevin Towers and Kirk Gibson were going bye-bye, and they did.
Yep. Yep. It's going to change.
What happened.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see who they get in there to manage the Diamondbacks. And I'm definitely looking forward to the Diamondbacks, the resurgence of the D-backs.
Well, yeah, they've got their minor league team here in Visalia. I like to see them do well, but they were good. They were very good years ago. They just got bad. I think they made some bad trades. Justin Upton, Max Scherzer. Come on.
Yep.
Feels like that.
So do you have any contact there with the Rawhide at all?
Yeah. A little bit. I don't go out and watch the games a little bit, but we've got some good players coming through. I don't know. For some reason, I saw Goldsmith. He's a good player. They've got some good players.
So here's a little nugget for you. Jennifer Pendergraph, who is the general manager of Visalia, she's from Amity, Oregon, where we do our show from.
Yes. She's a very nice lady. Very good job.
And so she's from right here where we do our show. So, yeah, she's a great lady.
For the second baseman, Diamondbacks, grew up here, Aaron Hill.
Yep.
We turn out baseball players, brother.
They do, Visalia. So I loved Visalia. The ballpark is better than when I was there last, but I loved Visalia.
Yeah.
It's a big cow town, and it's just, it was fun.
We turn out a lot of baseball players.
So once again, Mr. Jim Wohlford. Jim, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
All right.
And we'd love to have you on again sometime soon. And go Royals and Giants.
Hey, that's how I look at it. Anytime, baby.
All right. You have a great day.
Bye-bye.
So once again, Mr. Jim Wohlford, former Royal, former Giant, Brewer, Expo. I think I got them all. I said the Brewers. He says it like it is. He's a straight shooter. And, a lot of people don't like that. But you know what? I don't mind it at all, Brian.
He was great, I want to hear the truth, and, you want to hear the truth from certain people, and him being one of them. He knows what he's doing, been in the bigs, still around it.
16 years.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a solid career. Hall of Fame career, no, but he had a solid career. And, anytime you stick around for 16 years... Man, that says something.
I think maybe he was pushing for his Hall of Fame status there for a little bit, but I think he was just trying to make a point.
Absolutely.
That a lot of people who aren't in the Hall of Fame should be.
And Veda Pinson's one of them.
Yeah.
I am friends with Junior, his son, on Facebook, and so I've been trying to get Junior to come on the show and talk about his father. And unfortunately, he had his girlfriend passed away probably about a year and a half ago, and so he's still kind of dealing with that. But one of these days, there's an open invite for Veda to come on to the show and make a case for his father, and hopefully one of these days we get him on. So I'm Norm, this is Brian. We are Clubhouse Chatter. We just love talking baseball. It doesn't matter, if it's New York Finest or if it's Little League, if it's baseball, we talk it. We are sponsored by Base by Pros, Mitch Canham. His dad, Mark Canham, who does our shirts for 9 Inning Know-It-All. We are a part of the 9 Inning Know-It-All crew. www.9inningnowitall.com. Proper Cuts Barbershop on Baker Street. Man, I've got it down now, Brian. I've finally got it down. Go check out Barbershop on Baker Street. Tell Carlos I sent you in. He'll give you a couple bucks off. BaseballDudes.com. Chris Gazelle up there in Vancouver, Washington. Check it out. He's got some good stuff on his website. Baseballism.com. Type in Clubhouse Chatter. Save 15% off on your purchase. And as always, we stream live at www.yamhilltoday.com. I'm Norm. That's Brian. We are out of here to go watch some baseball. Have a good day.